There are thoughts that come to us in the quiet, thoughts we never asked for, never invited, thoughts that arrive in the middle of the night or in the middle of an ordinary afternoon and leave us feeling like something must be deeply wrong with us. Maybe they are dark thoughts. Maybe they are angry thoughts. Maybe they are thoughts that make you wonder if you are a good person at all. And instead of being able to set them down, you carry them alone, silently, because they feel too shameful to speak out loud, even to yourself. If that is where you are today, I want you to know something before we go any further. You are not strange. You are not broken beyond reach. And you are not alone in this. So many people who are kind and gentle and trying their best, find themselves ambushed by thoughts they did not choose. And the shame of those thoughts can feel heavier than the thoughts themselves. It can make you pull away from the people you love. It can make you feel like God must be looking at you with disappointment. It can make you feel small and very alone. But I want to sit with you here for a moment, and I want to offer you something. There is a passage in Scripture, just a few quiet verses, that speaks directly into this kind of hidden struggle, into the fear that your mind is a place beyond grace, into the worry that what goes on inside you disqualifies you from peace. Listen to these words from the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 10. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. Did you catch what those verses are actually saying? They are not saying that you will never have unwanted thoughts. They are not saying that a life of faith is a life of perfectly clean and quiet mental skies. They are saying something far more honest and far more hopeful than that. They are saying that thoughts are something we wrestle with, that imaginations rise up, that there are things in our minds that need to be dealt with gently and firmly over time. And that this is not shameful. This is simply part of being human. The phrase that I keep coming back to is this one, casting down imaginations, not suppressing them in horror, not being crushed by them, but casting them down like someone setting aside something heavy that was never meant to be carried alone. There is agency here. There is gentleness. There is the idea that you are not simply at the mercy of every thought that crosses your mind. I think of someone waking up in the early morning, before the world is awake, and feeling ambushed by thoughts they cannot explain. Maybe thoughts of worthlessness. Maybe thoughts that feel violent or intrusive or deeply out of character. And instead of reaching for grace, they curl inward with shame, convinced that these thoughts prove something terrible about who they are. But the thoughts that arrive without our invitation are not the full measure of us. They are not our identity. And they are not beyond the reach of a God who sees everything, including the inside of our minds, and has not turned away. Casting down imaginations does not mean fighting your own mind into submission through sheer willpower. It can be as simple as saying, quietly, honestly, even if the words feel strange at first, I do not have to receive this. This thought is not truth. I bring it here to you. There is extraordinary freedom in learning that you can acknowledge a thought without agreeing with it, that you can observe what rises up in your mind without being defined by it, that the very act of bringing an unwanted thought gently into the light, rather than hiding it in shame, is itself a form of surrender to something larger and more merciful than fear. If you are struggling with thoughts that frighten you or make you feel unworthy of love, please also know that there is wisdom in speaking to someone you trust, a counselor, a pastor, a compassionate friend. You were never meant to carry the weight of your mind alone. Reaching out is not weakness. It is, in its own quiet way, an act of faith. And wherever you are in this today, Whether the thoughts feel manageable or whether they feel overwhelming, you are held. Not from a distance, not with conditions. You are held by the one who formed your mind in the first place and who is not surprised by anything happening inside it. You came here today, and that matters. Whatever brought you, whether it was curiosity or desperation or something in between, you are welcome here, exactly as you are, with whatever is going on inside your mind. You are not too much, you are not too far gone, and you are not alone. If these words offered you even a small measure of peace today, I gently invite you to subscribe, so that each day you can return to this quiet place and receive more of what Scripture offers: comfort, steadiness, and the reassurance that you are known and loved. And if someone you care about is struggling with shame or with thoughts they cannot seem to escape, would you consider sharing this with them? Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for another person is simply say, "I found something that helped, and I thought of you." You can also leave a prayer request in the comments below. This is a community that holds one another in prayer, and your words will not go unseen. Until next time, may you rest in the truth that your mind is not your enemy, and grace is not far away.